everybody. It's your old pal, Sarah, by the way. And can you see who I'm with? I'm with the love of my life, the fire of my loins, Mary, our dog Mary.
Mary.
Just kidding, Rory. And we have our pup Mary right here.
We have Mary with us.
Fuck it, let's take Mary to work. Yeah.
Should I explain what happened? That why I wanted to take Mary to work?
Sure.
We had to say goodbye to our big dog, Sibby, who almost not even a week ago we had to.
We could go tomorrow.
We could go tomorrow. We had to say goodbye to her, and it was one of the worst freaking things I could possibly think of, and we did it, and we had to because she had cancer, and it wasn't getting better, and we thought it was, but then it wasn't, and it just rocked us, you know, and so we want to make sure Mary is nice and safe, so she came to do the podcast today, and she seems thrilled. She's into it.
Yeah, this is Mary thrilled.
Yeah, this is about as thrilled
this
as
is Mary in party mode.
This is about as thrilled as she gets.
Yeah, it sucked, and we talk about death here a lot. Fucking guaranteed.
Wow.
Yet it surprises us every time, doesn't
the podcast slogan? We talk about death here a lot.
Yeah.
Is that the tagline?
Watch the Sarah Silverman podcast. We talk about death a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
As you were saying why we had to say goodbye, I thought maybe we should have just said, like, we had to put Sibby down. We're going out of town, and we couldn't find anyone to watch her, and we were just fuck it.
I'm not ready. I'm not there yet. I'm not in joke mode. I even felt bad when I say it killed me because I didn't even like using the word killed there. It's hard to process.
Yeah, we were rocked, just like you said. But I will say we are sad. This is what I always say, and I know I told you too many times, but she's out of pain. She is not in pain. We're in pain. But I do want to say it was it was a good death.
Yeah.
You know.
She loved to jet ski, and that's how she went out, on a fucking jet ski.
She wanted to go, and she made it clear to us.
Yeah.
She put her head right in Rory's lap, and I rubbed her and tickled her ears the way she likes, and we told her how much we loved her, and we thanked her. And the doctor came in, and she went to sleep, and she made that final noise that she makes when she's purely relaxed, that and then she was gone. And now we grapple with that being hard.
Yeah.
But boy, we had 3.5 phenomenal years with her. She was 10.5. We got her when she was 7.
We knew the risks. We knew what was going to happen when we adopted an adult dog, which we wanted to do. We wanted to rescue a dog who needed a home, who nobody wanted, and she was one, and I don't know why nobody would want her. She was the best dog ever. And then that's that. We did it. Sarah put it in a very good way, as you always do. You said we did the thing we set out to do, which was take a dog who had a terrible early life and give it the best end of its life it ever could possibly have. And I definitely know we did that.
Yeah, we did.
Because we gave it that, you definitely want to be a dog in our house.
Yeah.
Although I will say that Mary's breath just hit me in the face, and I almost blacked out.
I like it. My sister loves Mary's breath.
God.
She always goes, I love her poopy breath.
This is beyond
such a
poop.
funny thing to say.
This is beyond poop. This is like if poop pooped. You know what I'm saying? That's what it smells like. If poop had its own little butthole and pooped its own poop.
Yeah. Your shit breath just took a shit.
Yeah.
Get the mic on her head.
You want to talk? Hey guys, podcast occur.
She's absolutely silent. Mary makes zero noise, nothing.
Oh, she's talking right now.
And then she goes to sleep and snores louder than even this guy.
Hey guys, podcasts are cool. What's up, guys? I'm Barry. This is Carib doing the podcast. This is so cool.
Oh my God, Mary.
Yeah, Mary, that was really good. You're doing a really good job.
Let's take a call. I did zero prep for this podcast because I've been so busy shoving my new special down the throats of America. It's on Netflix. It's called Postmortem, and I hope you enjoy it.
You left me a message. Now I'm playing it for the world. Let's hear some voicemails.
Hi, Sarah. My name is Shayna, and I'm calling in from Rome, Italy.
Wow.
But I am originally a Canadian, And I would like your advice about what to do when you have a particular love language that involves writing comic books about Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. I've been finding it very difficult to translate the humor here. And every time I write a comic book for someone, I am broken up with within days. And so I'm just curious to find funny men and what your take is on where to find them other than comedy clubs. So if you have any advice, I would really appreciate it from one Ashkenazi to another. So thank you very much, and have a lovely day.
Wow. This to me is a really, this speaks to me because it's a really common phenomenon that I've come across a lot lately, which is a young Jewish woman from Canada who moves to Rome and is trying to find love through writing comic books about Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and doesn't seem to be able to do it. I mean, it's a story as old as time.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You're not alone. I'm sorry, wait. You are alone.
The only person on the planet.
Well, actually, we have a very good friend in a couple who early on wrote a comic book for her.
We do?
Yes, we do. She sent it in our chain. But they're madly in love, and they're still madly in love. But listen, eventually you will find the person that is a fit for you. Writing a whole comic book seems to be quite a big gesture. And you know what? It sounds like you love writing comic books. And it's very sweet that you will write a comic book for a love interest of yours. But it seems to be, and listen, I'm saying this to help you, all about you. It doesn't seem to take in, a love gesture has something to do with the other person, you know? That's why, like, a note or a love letter is more romantic than roses and chocolates, you know? And you know what I mean? You're writing a comic book that may not be his love language and that may not be about him in any way or a reflection of what you are seeing in him or the love that you have between. You're giving different men the same gift and expecting a different result.
Yeah. Also, the question is, the guys who are rejecting them, are they saying, he's no good? Or they're saying, he's no good? I mean, that's the, because, I mean, I'm not there in Italy with you, but it really depends on the tone of the he's no good.
You know, if you want to find someone that is fucking jazzed about getting a gift that is a comic book an originally made comic book about Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, maybe hang out at comic book stores. Mm-hmm. Maybe hang out around.
Also, maybe start with telling the person that's important to you before you get too deep into it and then are shocked when they're not into it. You know?
Yeah, maybe start with
open with that.
Get on the dating app and say, I'm really into comic books and writing comic books. And then everyone you're fixed up with through it will know that. And they're interested. All right. Good luck.
Good luck.
And
remember, he's no good.
A love gesture involves the other person. You know what I mean? And I know I'm not saying like you're an asshole. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes we need to remember that, you know?
Yeah, I'm so interested in this woman's story, just in general. How, what she's doing in Italy.
Well, why don't you fuck her, Rory?
Well, book me a flight.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. I think Mary likes this. All right.
She loves doing podcasts.
Hi, Sarah. My name is Shannon. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. Mm-hmm. Quick question for you. After you take a really, really good shit, Does your pussy ever pulse?
Now that's a question.
Asking for a friend.
Oh my God.
Now that's how you ask a question on a podcast. Right
That's
to the
short,
point.
it's concise.
Right to the point. It's got all the things of making of a great answer coming out.
Now, this sounds like a crazy question, and yet I feel like I know what you mean. I think there is some correlation between like the vagina and its sex feelings and shitting. Maybe I dreamt that. I would say I know that feeling you're talking about where it feels like there's a heartbeat in your vagina. I would say that comes usually after orgasming.
Now, I don't know a lot about the female anatomy, but there is a heart in the vagina, correct?
The heart of the vagina.
Oh, I know, you bitch.
And, but that's interesting. I think because you're pushing.
I don't know.
I have a disgusting anecdote.
Oh, wonderful.
When I first got my period and I would put tampons in, I had to plan it for after I took a shit because the tampon would come out with the exertion.
That could be because you were putting them in your butt.
No,
that's why they were
thank
coming
you, Rory.
out.
That's
because
why.
you're pushing and it pushes out your tampon.
Exactly.
Totally. I do understand that. Yes. Also, when you're wiping, assuming you wipe front to back, then the string can get in your shitty asshole.
Best Disney movie ever, dude. Shitty asshole.
Okay, so there is a scientific answer. It's the pudendal nerve, which controls the anal sphincter. This nerve is also the main nerve of the perineum and genitals. It carries sensation from the urethra and clitoris in females and sensations from the penis in males. Stimulation of the pudendal nerve during pooping may result in feelings of pleasure.
The pudendal nerve is where the term poon comes from. That's what it's from.
A year ago, Tess
pudendal.
imagined where she'd be in a year.
Yeah.
And this wasn't it.
It's like maybe this job will lead to writing and working in production, and instead she's Googling pudendal nerve.
What were the search words? Coming, shitting.
And shitting stimulate feeling of sex release.
Good.
Very good search words.
Good search words.
That's why she's Tess.
I would have gone with vagina pulse poo poo.
Vagina pulse, duty, coming, heart pulse.
Heart pussy duty. It's like those magnets that you put on your fridge with all the words.
Live, love, laugh.
Heart pussy. I'm going to go to Home Goods and get a heart pussy duty sign and put it above our couch.
Here's some ads.
Shopify, baby. You know, it can be hard to start a business, especially if you're doing it on your own. You could spend half the day just making a to-do list. Thankfully, you don't have to do it all on your own. For millions of businesses, Shopify is the tool that helps them finish that to-do list and start making sales. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from household names like Mattel, Gymshark, to brands just getting started. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. That's what it is. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you are ready to sell, you are ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching, baby, with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Sarah. Go to shopify.com/Sarah, shopify.com/Sarah. Soul. You know, sometimes when you're out with your friends, you don't always want to drink. I never want to drink because I don't drink. Soul, the company Soul, their out-of-office gummies are a great alternative to keep the good vibes going without the hangover. if you don't like to drink like me. Soul it's a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. They specialize in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz and enhance creativity and relaxation. Rory just had one last night. The out-of-office gummies come in 4 different strengths, so you can find the perfect dose for your vibe. Choose from a gentle microdose. They literally have 1.5 milligram gummies, which I like. You can just take one, you can stack them. There's 6 milligram ones, a gentle one that's just a perfect buzz with a noticeable high but not insane, they also have ones that are a fully lit experience. I like the 6 milligram ones. Those are just the ticket for me. All of Soul's products are made from organically farmed, USA grown hemp and are also vegan, gluten-free, and low in sugar. Bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today. Right now, Soul is offering my audience 30% off your entire order. Go to getsoul.com and use the code Sarah. That's getsoul.com. Promo code Sarah for 30% off.
And we're back.
Sarah, I just watched your special on Netflix and I cried the whole time. I laughed the whole time. I thought it was one of the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful comedy stand-ups I've ever seen. You're amazing. And thank you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful life.
Thank you so much for calling and for saying that. And that just fills my whole pussy heart. But thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Of course, she's talking about Postmortem on Netflix. What else?
Hey, Sarah, it's your best friend, Gary. Until last February, I was in a 24-year marriage. I met my husband. I was in the closet, met him, fell in love. We were together for 24 years. I spent half my life with him, literally, and we had an open poly relationship at the end, and things got messy and ugly, and we broke up. We tried to work on it for about a year, counseling a couple times, and it was just too big of a chasm between us. I was eventually the one who had to say that I thought that there was no room left for things to be worked on, so technically I left him. But my question is this. I've done a lot of work and gone to great lengths to communicate to my husband, soon to be ex, I guess, my side of the street, what I'm remorseful for, what I regret, what I own up for, my whole emotional journey. And he is still in just the anger and the vitriol. And I mean, he's never been a person who can accept, responsibility for his actions. That's kind of part of the problem. So I'm having a really hard time moving on when, in the other person's opinion, I'm the root of all evil. And I just want to work towards having a relationship with him someday because I miss my best friend.
Oh, sweetheart.
I have so many thoughts on this.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to say a couple things and then I'll open the floor to Rory. That must be so hard. And it's hard to be blamed in the middle of something where you're also going through this, But here's the thing, you can only control yourself. And talking about your side of the street and saying all those things can't be so that he does it too. It has to be because it's for you as much as it is for him that you say, hey, I take responsibility for my piece in this. And if he doesn't, you want him to do the same, but you can't control that, unfortunately. And when you try to control your partner or your ex's emotions, it probably makes it worse, You got to just, and I'm sorry, I know this was a really big relationship in your life, maybe the biggest. But you got to wish him well and tell him you're available to talk if you want. And besides that, this is easy for me to say, of course, move on with your life. And with all the lessons that you learned here, you deserve to be adored and and you know yourself, you know this, that this relationship is no longer working. Rory, can you lighten this mood?
That was really good. I don't really have anything to say to lighten it, but I'll try. I think you're going for like have my cake and eat it too. That's like what the whole poly thing was about as well, right? So it's like now you want to get out of it and have him be cool with it and give you permission and still be friends and get all the aspects of like having him in your life, but not having to like be together, but also have him give you permission to like be happy. And it's like, it's just not going to happen. Like that's what like happens in a breakup. Like, you know, one person goes out one way, one person goes out another way. And like Sarah said, you can't control how the other person's going to perceive it. You just got to give it time.
It's funny that you perceived it that way because my perception of it is a lot of end of relationships, last ditch efforts are let's bring someone new into our relationship or let's have an open relationship. I'm not saying I'm against a poly relationship, a throuple, open relationship.
Not good to know.
But I'm sure there are many that work. But for people who that's like the last ditch effort before they say this is not working, it tends to be a thing.
Oh,
right?
See, I took it as they were together 24 years and they're like, let's poly it up, just have some fun. And then that unraveled the relationship, that the polying is what messed it up.
My guess is it started before that.
Sure.
And then
maybe.
This was, it better than the version of, if you marry me, I'll stop being crazy. Or if we have a baby, I'll be better. But it's in the same genre of that.
But I do think at the end of the day, when you end a relationship with somebody, you want what you want from them now to feel okay about it, and they don't have to give it to you. Like
what you want from them is for them to be okay about it. Is that what you're saying?
Want, like I think a lot of times you have that feeling of like, I want this person that I know I hurt. And maybe he doesn't feel like he hurt him, but it's like
he may not have hurt him. He may have been the one who's
he
hurt.
said he ended it. I don't know. Maybe we heard a different message.
Yeah, what I heard was he ended it, but he's the heartbroken one because he ended it because there was no longer a bond. Yeah.
But the other person might not have that same experience, which is why they didn't end it. They still felt there was a bond. So my point is, when you end something, you want the dream ending of a thing is the conscious uncoupling where everyone's like gets along and it's super cool and no worries. But like even getting to that place takes time with an ex. Like you got to give it time to heal, right? And like you're not always going to get that, but it doesn't mean you can't continue on. I think. I mean,
yeah. Oh, I hear what you're saying. It's like I want to break up, and then you be fine with it.
Yeah, and then also I want
me,
and I want everyone who we were mutually friends with to be cool with it, and everything's basically the same, and everyone's happy. But we're also like, I'm still, like I think I know that feeling because I've gone through it. But I think then you learn. I've gone through it a lot of times, so it's like I think that you learn after a while that you just don't get that.
It's funny. I inferred a very different scenario from the same call.
Yeah, and I've been apologized to and probably not given the person what they want, and I've definitely apologized, maybe not gotten back what I want, but I think you just kind of have to go exactly what you said, which was all I can control really in life is my own shit.
And you know what it made me think of? Your sleeping bag story.
Oh yeah.
Because there's this unhoused man outside of Rory's.
Oh no, this guy was homeless.
Right.
Yeah.
Homeless.
This was in New York, so he was homeless. In LA, where they solved homelessness, we just have unhoused people now.
It was I think the idea behind saying unhoused people is that their identity isn't that they're homeless. They're human beings in this situation.
Got it.
Right. So,
but this was back when
before that.
Yeah, this was like before COVID, so he was homeless.
And he saw this man, and it was winter, and
I was living in New York, and on my corner was a guy. It was the coldest February. It was, I think, 2019. Look at the weather charts. So it was cold. But basically this guy was freezing out. I mean, it was like -5 degrees every night. And I was walking home from the subway back to my apartment, and I kept seeing this dude bundled up in this little sleeping bag, and it just started driving me nuts. And you get this thing in your head where you go, "Oh man, like I'm not the kind of person who just walks." I always joke around about this, which is, because we have this is a Christian country, but we have like the worst Christians because why do we have so many homeless people?
Right?
Aren't they supposed to help?
Yep.
But So I walk past this guy,
I love that we're Jews walking by the unhoused
We're
people
allowed.
going, these Christians are terrible.
Yeah,
Someone's got to take care of these people.
That's my bit. That's my bit. It's not my
oh.
responsibility. I'm a Jew, It's your job.
That's brilliant.
But
of course we don't believe that. Okay, go on.
No, but so I said, you know what? I'm going to do something for this guy. And it wasn't like that heroic, but I'm like, I'm going to get him. It's not like I was like, I'm going to get him an apartment. I get him a heated blanket. But I went on Amazon and I got
It's like a sleeping bag that
it was a heated sleeping bag that you charge, and you can and you might say, well, how can you charge it? Because there's these charging stations in New York, and I got them all the power cords, and I bought it, opened it, charged the whole thing, put it back, put it in the case, and I was like, this is going to be a special moment in my life. I'm going to walk down the street on a freezing night in New York City. It's like brisk Tribeca, like desolate streets, and I'm going to walk up to this guy. I'm going to go, sir, I got you this heated blanket, and he's going to like hug me and say, my name's Carl, and he's going to tell me his life story, and he's going to be like this guy that I like learn from, who like teaches me to play chess, like I had this whole fantasy of where it was going to go. And then I was like, hey, and I did that part. I was like, hey, sir, I got you this heated blanket. He was like, I'm good, man, no thanks. And I was like, no. It's like, it's heated, it's all charged. He's like, I don't want it, I'm plenty warm. And he was like a dick. And I was like, no, you're not supposed to say that. He
wasn't a dick. He didn't give you the answer you
chess.
wanted.
Yeah. And then
you're supposed to teach me chess.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay. And then I gave him the blanket. I left it. I was like, are you sure? He's like, I guess I'll bring it to the shelter and see if someone else wants it. I was like, oh, all right then, stay warm, pal. And then I went back to my apartment and I went, oh yeah, you can't set expectations for how people are going to react to what you do. You just can only move forward.
Yeah.
And so
it can't be a conditional kindness.
But I don't know. So it's that's the thing I've learned very much so, which is you can't put your expectations on someone else. You can just do what you do, and they'll receive it how they receive it, which is exactly what Sarah said.
You can only control yourself. Okay. And I can control Rory. What's next? Next question? Next caller?
Hey, Sarah. It's your best friend, Shaheen from California.
Shaheen.
I was listening to your last episode, and you said the word cunty very casually, and then this woman asked about the word cunt bag, and I thought to myself, like, when did that happen? Remember in the 90s when people were afraid to say cunt? It was the C word. It was the female N word. Women didn't say it about themselves. No one would dare say it about a woman. I mean, they did. We did. But when did that happen? Like, was there something in society that, like, allowed it to happen? Or did women reclaim it? Or was it RuPaul who, like,
I think it was Sarah.
said it enough on her show?
RuPaul.
Like,
no.
Do you have any thoughts?
RuPaul's
Love
amazing.
you. Bye.
That's a really interesting question. For me, well, it's all about intention, but, to say like, oh, I was kind of cunty, I'm sorry. Even my rabbi sister years ago, Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement, and you're supposed to look back on your year and think about where you fucked up and what you could have done better and what you did wrong, and you atone for it. You call people, you apologize. It's kind of like one of the steps of AA, but Jewish. And she would call me and be like, I'm sorry if I was cunty to you, But I am way more comfortable with that word. I'm very comfortable with that word, to be honest, but I'm comfortable with most words. I would say of all the words that like bum me out, bitch to me, calling someone a bitch is way grosser than cunt. But I guess if someone called someone a cunt in anger, that's pretty harsh. But also because in like Britain, it just means like asshole. And it is, I think, kind of taking back the word. And people like RuPaul, and even like I've heard Howard Stern say it in casual ways, in that way of just like being cunty, and I say it and stuff. And I will say there's one person that can call me a fucking bitch. And for some reason, I fucking love it. Otherwise, I don't really like it. And that person, do you know who that is?
It's me. And I just did it like 10 minutes ago, so now you can take that and play it back in slow motion.
Fucking bitch.
Oh, I know you, bitch.
I don't know what it is. We fight and we say things, but when he calls me a fucking bitch, it's always...
But I don't do it in
jokingly.
a fight. I do
exactly.
it like
It's always like, kind of serious, but totally not. And I don't know why it gets my giggle.
Well, it'll be just if you're like complaining about something like, yeah, but you don't have to be a fucking bitch about it.
I don't know why.
But I'm
it's
doing
not
it
even
sarcastically.
That funny.
Whoa. Now who's being the bitch? Wait a minute.
And you know what
It's
it makes me think of is my mom, who did not very infrequently sweared. Every once in a while, she said shit, and every once in a while, maybe a fuck. But, and we didn't have a household where we couldn't say words. We could say any word, but my mother didn't really partake in it. But I got so mad at her once, and I was like 12, and my dad had gotten me a Prince racket. You remember the?
I didn't know Prince made tennis rackets.
And it had the big. It was like the first time saw like
the Prince logo.
And it came with a little thing of stickers so you could put your name in stickers on the racket. And I was so mad at my mom. And I took those little letters and I wrote bitch on her door. I stuck it to her bedroom door. Ooh. And then I went upstairs. My room was in the attic. And I started getting very nervous and very scared that I was in big trouble. And for reasons I don't understand, it doesn't track with her personality at all. She not only loved it, but never removed it. Literally, I would come home as a full-grown adult in my 20s and my 30s. Bitch, still on the door.
Maybe though that came out of the fact that your mom made you live in the attic, and that's why. By the way, just to backtrack on one thing he said about the N-word for women, I think is also the N-word.
Here's some ads. This episode of the Sarah Silverman podcast is brought to you by Alloy Women's Health. Hello. Menopause and midlife is inevitable. There's no way around it, but it's also actually treatable. I just found out that almost half of women went 3.5 years before seeking relief from menopause or perimenopause symptoms. Why would we do that to ourselves? That's because 43% of women reported that their doctors just never even mentioned MHT, menopause hormone therapy, as an option for treatment. Another 40% didn't even know where to go for a solution. Alloy can help you thrive during menopause and midlife, offering unlimited access to doctors and experts with safe, science-backed treatments for your hormonal symptoms, as well as skin, hair, sexual wellness treatments. So you'll need to complete a short medical questionnaire and patient verification. You will work with an expert physician to finalize a personalized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs. And once approved, Alloy ships your prescription directly to your door with automatic refills. Boom. Menopause can really suck. And studies haven't even been made on women until very recently. It's just so messed up. So like navigating a maze of doctors to find treatments, it's just all very complicated. Alloy just sounds like a really great, a convenient idea for women going through this transition in life where they can go to one place and get the stuff they need and go to people for help. And it's like maybe one-stop shopping. I cannot recommend Alloy enough, but I don't need to. Join the 95% of women who tried Alloy and saw relief in the first 2 weeks. Head to myalloy.com and tell them all about your symptoms, and you will get a fully customized treatment plan, and you'll get $20 off your first order today when you use code Sarah. Hey, that's me. Head to myalloy.com and enter code Sarah to get $20 off your first order. Bam. I am not a beauty guru, but our sponsor, Thrive Cosmetics, makes me feel like one, honestly. They have trusty favorites you can use in pretty much any look. Their products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free products, which is awesome. For every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates products and funds to help communities thrive. They support people battling cancer, under-resourced youth, which is incredibly under-resourced, the LGBTQ plus community, and much, much more. Who knew buying eyeshadow could do all of that? I just got their color stick. It is like it's like a 2-in-1 blush and lip. I grab it, I put it on my cheeks, my nose, my chin, my forehead, rub it in, call it a day. And it's pretty. It looks natural. It's effortless. And the formula is foolproof and comes in 31 shades. Discover your new trusty favorite from Thrive Causemetics. Luxury beauty that gives back. I like that. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/Sarah. That's Thrive Cosmetics. Remember, it's CAUSEMETICS.com/Sarah for 20% off your first order.
And we're back.
Hello, Sarah. My name is Victor. I just wanted to give you a quick note, tell you that I really enjoyed your special, and I've been a fan of yours for years, but it's always been stand-up comedy, and it's all jokes and laughs, but the special, and then even more so when I heard you speaking on Mark Maron's podcast that came out recently.
Oh my God, what did I say?
Where
I have no idea.
A lot of that really hit home for me, dealing with growing up Jewish, but in an area where you not around a whole lot of other Jews, and you had to for me having to oh no, yeah, we're Jewish, but it's not a big deal, and trying to kind of avoid that, and
Yeah.
kind of never really feeling religious in a sense. And the special too, it just really hit home, and I was crying and laughing, and then laughing through tears, and so you're just you're like audio therapy to me in a lot of ways, and I just wanted to extend my gratitude and wish you the best of luck in the future. Thank you.
Well, thanks for calling, Victor. That's so nice. And now I know what you're talking about, because I growing up in New Hampshire, and there were not other Jews, and when I would go, when I would meet people and they would notice I was Jewish, or my last name, or maybe their parents said, "Oh, they're Jewish" or something, I would say, I would feel compelled, and obviously I didn't consciously think any of this until I looked back on it as an adult, and was like, oh, where I would go, oh, we're Jewish, but we're totally not, just so deeply apologetic. And
I think that's common, though, because I had that growing up, and I grew up.
Yeah, you didn't grow up in a Jewish area.
No, well, I grew up in Long Island, which has Jews, no doubt, but my town is predominantly Irish Catholic, and there's a Jewish community, but also my dad isn't Jewish or wasn't Jewish, so my dad's an Italian Catholic. So I always had that feeling of most of the guys I was friends with were all Irish Catholic dudes.
Sully and
so
same.
it's so I always was kind of annoyed at my parents that they could have picked me being Catholic, which would have just made it so much easier.
That
chose,
very easy religion of Catholicism.
Well, easier in the sense of
Socially,
being accepted in the town I was growing up.
Go to CCD.
That's
everyone
what I
went to CCD on Wednesdays.
I remember hanging out with my buddies sometimes, and they were like, "We got to go to CCD," and I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll just go home." It was you just sort of felt like an odd man out. And I remember resenting my parents.
You understood that CCD sucked and no one wanted to go, but you wanted to be a part of
the sucking. And I think that I always had that when I was a kid. Was I don't know why you picked Jewish. You could have just picked, because we did Christmas still, but we identified as Jewish because my mom's family, so it's just interesting because you just want to not be the thing that isn't the most.
You don't want to be different as
common.
A kid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Victor. What else?
Hi, Sarah. It's your old pal, Anna. I ended my relationship yesterday. Despite how all of this might sound, he is actually a really kind, good-hearted person, and we were together for 5 months. The first 2 months were great, calm, drama-free. He was really supportive, and I definitely saw a future with him, and he made it known that he, wanted to marry me and really saw a future with me, and that he never felt this way about anyone before. But life had gotten tense. I left a toxic job. I started my own business. My dog nearly died, and I was hit with a $6,000 bill all within a few weeks. My insomnia, that's chronic, worsened, and I was struggling to hold everything together. He admitted a month ago that seeing me struggle was hard for him, so I started holding back, trying not to share too much. but that left me feeling disconnected.
Right.
Last week we had argued. He said I was emotionally unstable and my moods weren't normal. I explained that I was getting back to myself and that I already do everything I can, running a business, being a psychologist, caring for a demanding dog, exercising. I see a therapist as well. And that in the last month I'd been feeling a lot better, so I was very confused about how much he was struggling. He asked me to limit what I share so he wouldn't be impacted. That made me feel like I couldn't be myself. I realised I can't trust that he'd be there if things got hard again, so I ended it. But now I'm scared. I'm 34.
Oh, she got cut off.
She may have died. She's 34. She probably died of old age.
She's so old. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Listen, it wasn't a match and it's over under 5 months. That's not bad. But,
I mean, it's just, I don't want to diminish it because anytime you're with somebody that you like, it's, but it's just, it's a small window of time. So it feels like you don't really know someone as well as you think. There's a period of time where people are putting their best. Like, for example, when Sarah and I first started dating, I didn't leave pee on the floor. You know what I'm saying? But after like year and a half, you're like, what's she going to do? Break up with me for a little pee? But, so I don't know. Maybe you guys put too much out there at once. I'm not really sure.
5 months is actually not a long amount of time.
It could be if you've never been in a relationship. But if you've been in longer relationships, which I have, 5 months is like, that's like.
That's the courtship.
The courtship.
But
I'm still showering in 5 months.
Right. Same. But I there are some elements at play that are up in the air in terms of the facts of this scenario. If you're going through a lot, you should be able to talk about it with your partner, and also how your partner handles tough times is a good thing to learn. But I don't know if you came home and it's all about you from the second you see him till you're, he's sleeping at night and you're awake because you have insomnia, and there's no space for him, that might be something. But if it's just that he's a fair weather boyfriend who, when the chips are down, when you're going through shit, doesn't want to hear it, then good. This is good that you are out of that relationship.
Also, 34 is not old, and old isn't really a thing. You can find love at any time.
That's right.
I have great chest hair, and I found someone I love.
You did?
Yeah.
Who?
You'll meet her after the podcast.
Oh, wonderful. I look forward to it. Yeah. So listen, I don't know like the elements involved. I don't know how you are in relationship as well, but yeah, I mean, either it was a blessing in disguise because you can't spend your life with somebody who wants to head for the hills when the chips are down or when you're in a not normal quote unquote place. Like, I mean, just that's not normal is something that is like a kind of deal breaker for me, and that kind of attitude, because there is no normal. Normal is everyone's experience added together and then divided by that number. I just made that up, but
that's pretty good.
It doesn't make sense, right?
Also, it'd be cool to come up and ask her. I know people aren't live, but like, what do they call someone who does that in Australia? You know what I mean? Like, is there a name for a guy like that? Like, he's a real nibbler. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
They do always have.
Like, he comes in there for 4 months and then he nibbles right out of it.
Oh, you're Jewish? Was your grandfather in the holly?
This guy was a real gibbler.
Either way, there's something to be learned from this experience, and I hope you carry that into your or utilize that in your next relationship. Blah, blah, blah. I'm so bored of this. Not of you, of my own voice. Okay, what else?
Hey, Sarah, it's your friend David calling. First-time caller, long-time listener. My question is regarding my relationship. My partner and I have very different vices when it comes to partying. He is a Coke person, and I am more of like a microdose of mushrooms, smoke weed, that kind of a vibe. And so inevitably, the highs of those things just make us not see each other, and they lead to misunderstandings and fights and a lot of frustration. And I love him to bits. When we're not on these substances, we don't have these problems ever. And when we try to come back from the fight, his argument is always, well, you have your mushrooms and I don't like doing that, and this is what I like to do, and they're the same thing. And I'm like, I just don't really see, I don't feel like a microdose of mushrooms really alters my personality in the same way
It's not
that
the same thing.
cocaine does to somebody. And I know you've mentioned several times that you're just not a Coke person. And so
so
I just
gross.
wondered what kind of advice you would have as to how to come back from that, or how to explain that. Or if you just want to share why you're not a Coke person, because I'm not either.
Do I need to share why I'm not a Coke person? Have you ever been around a person on Coke? It's fucking gross. My instinct, because I'm biased, is don't be with a cokey guy. Yuck. Gross. It goes in no positive direction unless he hits bottom and gets sober. That said, if this is the person you're in love with and he's not a Coke addict, he just does it sometimes or whatever the fuck, why don't you just make it so that if he is going to do Coke, he's out of the house. Go have a Coke vacation. I can't suggest this as a positive move, but if this is your person and you accept that he does a cocaine, don't do it around you. That probably opens up a whole bunch of other doors, but that's an option. Or break up with him. It doesn't sound like you want to break up with him.
There's a third option. Why don't you both stop doing fucking drugs if you're in love with each other and just be sober and together? Like, I don't understand. Like, how important are the drugs that neither one of you are willing to not do them to be in love? We get along so well when we're not on drugs. So don't fucking do drugs and just get along, I mean, I don't know. I don't think you have to do drugs, You can if you can do them and enjoy your life, but you don't, if it's going to be a...
Well, this is a little easier said than done, but
yeah,
of course.
But just making a larger point. Like, if the drugs are the priority, then definitely get out of the fucking relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Coke doesn't ever end well.
Yeah. Also,
unless it ends in sobriety.
Yeah, or like just a fentanyl overdose, which is probably going to happen sooner than sobriety. So
make sure he's testing that shit and stuff, or has a will.
Test it on like a neighbor, or
you can. They give out free fentanyl testing for. I remember at that comedy festival they were giving out free.
Well, when you're at my level, you have a Coke tester who's a person. I'm not going to waste money on kits.
Her name's Janet. Is Janet alive? Okay, we can do it.
Okay, cool. Stuff's pretty good. Look at Janet. She's having a blast.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know what the answer is, but I mean, like microdosing mushrooms and cocaine could not be more different in terms of what they do for your brain and your life.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done Coke. I've been around Coke. It's so fucking
fun.
Gross.
Gross.
Well, Dad, wherever you are in time, space, that's a science term I learned. This is the part of the podcast where I say, send me your questions, your comments, your thoughts, your opinions, your proclamations, your I don't know whatever the fuck.
Keep them short. Keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just filling in.
Go to speakpipe.com/The Sarah Silverman Podcast. That's speakpipe.com/The Sarah Silverman Podcast. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. And wherever you listen to podcasts, subscribe. You can watch us visually with your eye holes now. And if you haven't yet, now is a great time to subscribe to Lemonada Premium. Just hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or for all other podcast apps. Head to lemonadapremium.com for bonus content you will not want to miss. That's lemonadapremium.com.